Hello. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been so long, hasn't it? I feel really excited to share what I'm about to share today. I was actually just going to go live on Instagram, and something told me, no, get it up on the podcast as well. And so here I am. So, what we're going to do today, what we're going to be chatting about is what it actually takes to scale a white space business, right? And if you are new to me, a white space business is one that grows with ease, where you serve your clients deeply and you grow your business within your desired working hours. Yeah. So, you earn the money that you want to be making in a way that feels so good and gives you so much space too, right? So that you can be at 6 hours of dance classes a week, which is what I'm currently doing, like with ease. Yeah. It doesn't feel like I have to kind of shoehorn it in or anything like that. Like, no, my business is spacious. So if you're somebody who knows that there are things that you're doing in your business that no longer light you up, but you're doing them from a place of I think I need to do this, right? Whether that's because it's working really well, so you don't want to fix what's not broken, even though you feel like you've outgrown it a little, or you're no longer as excited by it as you used to be. And if you know that you're someone who knows that, like, in theory, it's possible to make the money you want to be making and for every day to feel energizing and expansive and like so good. But right now, it feels like you're on a treadmill with no stop button and you're already working really hard, then this is a conversation you need to be listening to. So, question for you, first of all, to reflect on what things and be open to this, right? Don't try and think about the answer. Just allow stuff to land in your body. Listen to the first thing that comes in. What things am I doing in my business that I think I need to be doing? What would I let go of if I knew it would lead to me reaching my goals with more ease, with more space, more energy at the end of every day? What would I let go of? And write it down. Another question for you. If you could look at your business model, your strategies, even what you're teaching and how you're teaching it, how you're delivering it, and hand on heart, say that it would be exactly like that if you were in a vacuum and had no access to what other seemingly more successful people are doing. Would it look like it does? Like, no shame. I've totally been here, right? And it doesn't feel anything like as good as it feels when you find your way, right? And when there's no resistance, when you are literally in your zone of genius, doing it your way, it feels so energizing. And when you commit to making your whole business and life feel that good, that's when you're limitless, right? It's when you can literally have whatever you want. We're driven by our patterns and our programming, aren't we? Who we are on an identity level is mostly subconscious. And so, what happens is we start our business with goals and a desire to make it successful. And before we know it, we're so busy because we've created a reality that reflects the beliefs that we hold, AKA, like it has to be hard work, right? Have to work really hard to deserve the things that I want, right? Because of all this conditioning and all the stuff that we've learned growing up when we had a brain that wasn't taught the stuff that's actually true, i.e., that you are so worthy and you literally get to have whatever you want. Like, money is just energy, right? It's down to the beliefs that you hold in your nervous system and in your body that creates the reality that you have. Do you ever question when you go into the bathroom and turn the tap on? Do you ever question whether the water's going to flow? No. Exactly the same with money, right? What you believe, most of it unconsciously, what you believe creates your reality. And what we don't realize is that we are literally shown everything to confirm our beliefs. And that's why people struggle to keep like all in and show up daily for long enough. Like when it comes to selling their program at that new high price point, okay? Or when it comes to selling their high ticket offer, instead of defaulting to um CTAs like put a comment below if this resonates, like who's with me here, because all those kind of CTAs feel more comfortable. Or it's why they default to only ever talking about their like £11 passive income product instead of doing the foundational work to show up and sell their life changing high ticket work unapologetically with full conviction every single day. And when I say every single day, I mean when no one's buying, when it's crickets, when it looks like no one's watching because you cannot see the evidence right now. Right? Intellectually, you know that your empowered buyers are secret squirrels. You're probably one of them right now, right? Silently consuming somebody's content without wanting them to know that you're watching, because when you are ready, you will buy. But you're only going to buy from that person if they continue to lead, if they continue to prove to you that they're the right person. But if that person doesn't have the foundations to be able to show up when it looks like no one's buying, when it looks like no one's listening, right? When they're able to really like double down and be relentless about the thing that they want to bring to the world that is their gift without like crumbling and shifting and pivoting and like wavering, chopping and changing. You'll buy when you feel safe to buy, when it's the right time for you. But if that person wavers, you will feel that energy and you will shift too. You'll find somebody else, right? So let's switch it back to you then. When you can show up and sell your life changing, high ticket work unapologetically with full conviction every single day, and when you move through the discomfort, when you notice, oh, it feels like no one's listening, meh, meh, meh. The only thing that's happening then is that the brain is flying some red flags, is trying to tell you it's not safe to be visible, is trying to tell you to stop doing what you're doing because you're expanding. But can you hold that expansion long enough? Or do you listen to those red flags that tell you it's not safe to say what you truly want to say? It's not safe to really bring all of you to your socials. That's too vulnerable. Why? Because you haven't got the capacity to hold it. So the real work is to commit to yourself every single day to not settle. Next question. What are you currently putting up with right now? In your business, in your brain, in your relationships, in your home, in your habits? Look around everywhere. What are you putting up with? Because when you stop putting up with it, because you're addressing the root cause of why that thought and that emotion and that behavior is showing up in the first place, and you start having a zero tolerance for that resistance because you're doing the foundational work to move through whatever comes up so that it doesn't hold you back, that's when you're going to have the business and the life of your dreams, right? That's when you will have the capacity to be the present parent all the time, to have the wildly profitable business that's spacious, that gives you the white space so you can go to your 6 hours of dance classes a week and get a haircut on a Thursday and have a massage on a Friday, right? If this is triggering you, lean in. Your triggers are a gift. And you can do all of that while serving your clients and launching. Whatever creates resistance in you is a gift, right? Look at it, lean in, and repattern what needs repatterning internally. Dissolve the limiting stuff that's holding you back, right? And when you dissolve that internally, When you create more space internally, that's going to get reflected back to you externally, isn't it? Right? Because you are shown what you believe. That's when you expand your capacity to hold more, right? More of what you want without the sacrifice, right? Without sacrificing your peace, your time, your health, your energy, your joy, none of it. Let's take an example. Many people struggle with undercharging, right? Because they feel guilty, maybe, about turning their backs on people who really need their help. So what happens is they undercharge. Yeah, and it creates this low level resistance in their business because they're giving everything they have to their clients, but it's not an equal exchange of value, right? Because they have clients, not always, but very often I see this time and time and time again, and it drains the fuck out of you. Having clients who aren't fully committed, right? Clients who then stop engaging at the first sign of it being hard and who aren't prepared to put in the work. Clients where it feels like you care more than them, like, what the fuck? You're helping them so much and they're just not all in it like you are. So you give and you give and you give at the expense of your own white space, your own peace, your own time, and your own business growth. And you're met with this like perceived lack of gratitude sometimes. It's creating all this resistance for you and it does not feel good. Yet, if you were to just do the foundational work to shift your whole perspective and your whole identity, you'd see a completely different realm of possibilities. And you wouldn't only see it, you would feel it. It would feel so different, right? To the point where you're able to 10x your prices like that. You'd clean up the leaky energy. You'd attract those like dream clients that every single conversation energizes you. You love working with, right? Imagine how this business would feel. And because they're paying you so much more, you then have the capacity to not have to serve as many people. That gives you the space to serve those people that you told yourself a story a little while back that you turned your back on. You can help them for free if you want to, because you've got that capacity, right? You've got that leftover energy. And guess what? It's coming from a place of love and alignment, not lack, not from a people pleasing place. Notice if you're listening, if you're watching and this is triggering you, notice that, right? Your triggers are a gift. The foundational work is about creating space in your nervous system to receive more with ease, right? Not because you've earned it, not because you've worked hard enough to finally deserve it, right? That's all old programming. Stuff that your nervous system learnt when you were too young to, you were never taught any different, right? Foundational work, like done the white space way, aka how I teach it, is about creating space for you to receive more with ease because you've released all of those unconscious stories that have been holding you back from it the whole time. Like it literally is here for you. Whatever you want, it's right here for you. If you desire it, you can have it. The only thing stopping you is you on an unconscious level. There's just some stuff to dissolve. Yeah. And if I put you, let's just like give you a little analogy here, right? It doesn't need to take that long at all, right? There's so much. So I'm not going to be here forever. Like I don't want to go down a little rabbit hole here. I could easily, but how I help people is well, let me just give you this analogy. It will speak for itself, right? If I put you in a dark, messy room and I said, clean it up, go on, clean it up. It's pitch black in there, but clean it up. You'd probably stay still, right? Because you don't want to trip over anything. But if we put the light on, you'd have it all tidied up in 30 minutes. Yeah? Because you can actually see. I'm the light bulb, right? I am the light bulb because I help you see your blind spots, what's going on an unconscious level that you can't see right now. I see it. I spot it. We dissolve it. I see it. We dissolve it. And things shift very, very quickly for you because of that. Because that pattern is no longer there. And then stuff shows up amazingly. Yeah. Gets to be so, so simple, right? You do not have a strategy problem right now. You have a capacity problem, a concept problem. There's some shit to unlearn, right? There's some stuff to let go of. You will literally create so much space. And this is exactly why I've created the White Space Mini Mind, to give you a taste of what's possible when you put your energy into foundational work. And when I talk about foundational work, it's not just surface level mindset stuff like affirmations and, you just look in the mirror and say, I can hold 20K months. Like, no, right? If it was that easy, we'd all be having our 20K months like 5 years ago. We know it's not the case, right? This is not surface level BS. There is a time and a place for mindset and reframing and stuff like that. But like, no offense, I think you've already done that and you're still where you are now. Okay. Surface level mindset work bounces straight off of your subconscious. Your subconscious doesn't want you to thrive. It doesn't give a shit about your hopes and your dreams. It's just a computer that stored all of the things that you've perceived as harmful, scary, dangerous, and your subconscious is keeping you safe. But there's stuff that's no longer serving you that you can just release and let go of when you turn on that light. Okay, when you see it, you can dissolve it. All right. So it's not surface level mindset stuff. It is actually dissolving the stuff that needs dissolving to allow you to have whatever you want with ease. So in this mini mind, then, the 5 people that join will all go on a unique journey. I am not going to sit here and oversimplify it by saying, oh, you're all going to work on your boundaries. No, I'm going to see what will have the biggest impact for you so that you dissolve that over the 4 weeks together, right? We work on the thing that's going to make the biggest difference for you. And there are only 5 spots because I want you to have the transformation that you deserve in this space. So whether that is dissolving the root cause of why you're working so much and thinking about work constantly, and even though you're doing really well, it like never seems enough. Might be that. Or whether it's dissolving the root cause of why you're showing up on social media with a mask, right? Hiding behind humor, for example, or trying to be relatable. I use that word trying, yeah, rather than just fucking owning you, who you are. Yeah, or why you're hiding behind the expertise of others, reposting other expert stuff rather than like owning what you bring to the table, owning your gift, standing in the spotlight unapologetically and showing up for your people, showing them that you're the one they need to be listening to. Right? That's an energy. And if that's what if we need to dissolve the root cause of why that's not happening for you right now, so that people are perceiving you differently to how you want to be perceived, then we'll work on that. Or whether it's dissolving the root cause of why whenever you try and expand and do the big thing that excites you, your brain slams the brakes on and has you in freeze mode for the next 4 weeks. And so you constantly go round in this cycle of expand, contract, expand, contract. It's because you don't have the capacity to hold it sustainably, spaciously, in a way that feels good, right? None of this is conscious. If it was all about conscious stuff, you'd have exactly what you want already and it would feel good. Okay? When I tell you that this mini mind will change your life, I mean it. But there are only 5 spots. So if you want to get on the wait list and access the pre-sale pricing that actually like is ridiculous, then I would recommend getting on the wait list because like I said, there's only 5 spots, and if they're sold before I sell it publicly, then that's it, they're sold. I'm not going to turn around and say, hey, like more people come in. No, like I'm going to hold my integrity to what I say I'm going to do. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So if you're listening to this, this feels good, you feel the pull, and you would like more information, DM me the word mini mind. And if you're listening to this on the podcast and it's your first time here, hello, welcome. I would highly recommend coming and following me on Instagram at I am Jenna Holloway, because who knows when I'm going to show up on the podcast next? Maybe every week again, maybe not, who knows? But yeah, I'm so glad to have you here. And if you've listened to me before, hello again. I've missed being here. Um, but yeah, I've waited until it absolutely felt good to be back, and here I am. So thanks for listening. Yeah, like I said, I don't know when I'm going to be back. So come over on Instagram and follow me there. DM me mini mind if you want information. That is all. Now, I don't know if I said when I hit record whether whether you've heard this on the podcast, but since I last did the podcast, the whole tech has changed. They want me to use Riverside now, and I can't fucking work out how to stop it. Right, I found it. Right, I found it. Okay, I'm going now. Bye.